I thought I didn't like Spring Reverbs, and my mind's starting to change about that very quickly. This is the light pedal by Gamechanger Audio, and funny enough, they hit me up maybe, I want to say like a month before this was released, wanting to see if I wanted to check this thing out. And I was like, Spring Reverbs, no thanks, I'm okay. But then I had this amazing conversation with Kenny Dope. Yeah, that Kenny Dope. Please go check out his music. I have it all linked down below. Masters at Work stuff, his early 90s stuff, his stuff today. Please, thank you, bro. I appreciate you a lot. He told me I needed to check this thing out and if I have seen it before. So I hit Gamechanger back up. They're like, cool, sent one over. See, you want a collab. They're sponsoring this video, so thank you for that. But they don't get to see this before it goes out. So I got my notes here. Basically, it's an optical spring reverb. Doesn't sound like any kind of spring reverb I have ever heard. If I switch this over to optical and I use control, you see that white light? That's basically moving around the different infrared sensors that are built into this thing. And the infrared sensors are reading tiny micro vibrations on the spring, making it think it's a lot longer of a spring. Because normally to get these kind of textures, for example, let's do this. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna turn the dry up, turn this down, turn this down, turn this down. So here's this beat I made here on rhythm. By the way, I work in Ovation. This isn't about rhythm. So if I just turn the dry down and we start turning this up, I'm gonna start turning up just the optical. Oh, and let me turn the gate down. So right now we're just listening to the infrared sensors reading vibrations off of the springs. And the infrared sensors are a lot more sensitive to movement and error. Watch the documentary. It's crazy what this dude did. Being 23 years old. Theodore's You're Nuts. Elise, great documentary. Did I mention the documentary? Watch it down below. Link it down below. This is awesome. So let me move through the different infrared sensors. There's 4 sets. There's the first set, second set. Clearly this is in the middle of the spring section, so the springs are moving a lot more. Go a little lower, a little bassier, especially if we turn the tone. You can get a lot more bass, right? And then it starts adding them all together. And this is just all optical right here. If I turn the drive down, which kind of acts as our wet signal, because without it, there's nothing to excite the springs. I can't remember. I want to say it's a transducer. I could be wrong. Could just have dropped a deuce on that term. Turn the drive up a little bit. You just want to give it a little kiss for the drums, right? This is not the spring portion of the reverb, even though it's reading the movement of the spring reverb, if that even makes sense. Right? Turn it off. It just fills the gap. Of course, it's a bit intense, right? Let me turn the tone all the way up. A little less drive. Yes, right there. It's on that clap, because without it, one thing I don't like about the light pedal, it's mono only. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I don't like. Honestly, don't mind. But it's mono only. There's no stereo TRRS or TRS jack or anything like that. It's just mono. But it sounds wild enough to me that I don't mind it being mono. And yeah, so after optics, there's sweep. The way the pedal's laid out, you basically have your volumes here and then modulation here. So control's always going to change the control shape of these. And these basically, majority of them kind of have like an LFO or some sort of parameter that can be moved around. So sweep is moving through all of the infrared sensors. If we turn the dry all the way down. Because remember when I was in optics and I was kind of moving it manually? Sweep just does it for you, but slowly. And this is kind of your speed control or your rate. Go really fast. Then you got tremolo, which sounds incredible on the Nord, but we'll get to that in a sec. Reflect. So Reflect's actually pretty dope. It is a, let me go to here, sure. it's a lo-fi delay, right? So where's it at? That still goes through the spring. So if we turn this up, it's going to be a little faster and a little slower. Right, a little more optical as well. Wild. That's crazy. Feedback. And then you have a harmonic, which is not harmonic, but it sounds wild. You can hear it kind of shifting in pitches. I'm pretty sure this is all analog too. Kind of like a shimmer. Right? Because if I went to, like, let's say a melodic type of sample. Ooh, coming in way too hot. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is the dry. It still just kind of sounds like a crazy spring, right? But what is nuts is this gate knob here. So let me just go ahead and reset this really quick. So if I put in a simple, let's just say, turn our click on. Let's go about 120, 122, sure. Right, so I'm gonna go back to optics. Let me turn the, so I was just kind of, you know what, let me clear this and actually make it a bit more steady. Cool, so gate is actually basically what you would expect a gated reverb. To counterclockwise, it's gonna kind of be, for the lack of a better term, sidechain to the signal. Right, all the way up, it's almost never going to be able to be heard. And let me fix this. This is so ugly. Right, let me just add a little bit of swing on here. And let's say we have a clap. Cool. So start dialing this back. Right, we'll turn the dry all the way down. Right now we're just listening to the optical as well. So I was kind of messing around with this to get some really weird patterns out of my hats. So if we bring in the dry. Let's go ahead and mute too for now. Without it. With it. If you turn this counterclockwise from 12 o'clock, it's going to act the exact opposite. I don't know if it's called an expander or what, but it acts like a gate. So the reverb will only be heard when there is sound present. Right, so let's say we like that pattern. I'm going to duplicate that here, and I'll just clear this. Right, dry it all the way down. If we go to like the feedback and then turn our gate up a little bit. Control down. I'm going to take the kick out and then bring a kick back in. Imagine just having this in the underlayer of your mix, right? Wild. And because the springs are constantly vibrating, they're constantly kind of changing. It's not the same blanket reverb on top of everything. Just turn a little bit of spring up. Let's see if I find some other sample here. Turn slope there. Cool. Right without it. Let's kind of put it in the opposite now. No dry. Here it's kind of like pumping up, right? It's just fun to kind of try to find these weird little rhythms out of it, because I was doing it a lot with just the hats in like sweep mode, right? Even that's kind of cool. A little bit dry. Okay. I'm getting a little lost in the weeds here. It does sound good on basically anything, but where I think it really shines is I weirdly made it, like I made this track a while back and it just sounded kind of nuts on this thing. So if I turn all this down, listen to this. Right, really simple. But then watch, I'm gonna turn this on. It's pretty much empty. I'm gonna just give it a little bit of kiss of reverb on the optical. And of course, turn it on. The tone, I'm gonna turn it way up. Oh, you hear that ring? That's almost like an alias. Without it, that's it. That's all you need. You just need to fill in the blanks, fill in that little bit of space. Let's move that a little. Let's go to sweep. Let's get a little bit of gate on here. Get that club vibe. Oh, okay. I just said I was getting lost and now I'm getting lost again. Let me take this one step further and show you on the Nord. So I just changed channels. Let me pull this thing out real quick. This is for the big human. Oh, I got this crazy, my bad. Let's go to Amber Upright. Listen to this. Turn the reverb off on here. A little bit of spring, a little bit of drive. When you get into feedback, oh man, this is too good. Do you hear this? With that gate on there, I'm just improvising, pretending I know what I'm doing. Just stick to the black keys, kids. And then you can do cool stuff like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. That weirdly kind of sounded okay. Let's go to harmonics, which, by the way, again, is not harmonic at all. But it does some kind of sounds. You hear that? No dry. That's supposed to be this note. Oh, it's kind of harmonic. It works good in the high end. How the hell is it doing that? And my favorite of them all is the sweep and the tremolo. So sweep is, again, sweeping through all the infrared. Tremolo is just kind of doing a typical tremolo, which is like a sine wave to your amplifier, aka volume. Right, so if we turn dry all the way down, but then you turn dry up, and then there's sweep, which is going through the infrared, and control is just your rate. But again, I got a little bit of a gate going, so every time I press the keys, it lowers the volume. Right, if we do the opposite of this, it goes away real fast. But this is just so easy to get carried away, especially with the feedback. I don't know why I love this feedback so much. Either way, I'm going to leave it here and just kind of jam out on this Nord. This feels too good right now. I appreciate you a lot. Love you. Thank you for the support. I hope to see you again next week. Kenny Dope, you're dope, bro. Please, again, do me a favor and just go check out his stuff. You'll be blown away. You'll be super inspired. It's honestly one of the reasons why I even have a studio to begin with, is because I was addicted to Masters at Work growing up. And yeah, I'll be here for a bit. You're more than welcome to kick it. But if you got to roll, that's all good. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Until then, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace.